Well, the company was actually started by my brother and I after I'd had an idea for an invention for an alarm clock to wake deaf people. And I'd had a background in electronics. We were looking to start a business, and it was an ideal platform to launch everything. From Corby, which used to be a steel town many years ago, when the steelworks closed, the enterprise agency moved in, and they were offering funds or grants to help small businesses get on the way. We applied for a grant, patented the product, launched it. It was a good success, and we then went on to develop other products for deaf people. Smoke alarm systems, after we were contacted by a family who'd had a very near tragedy. They had a serious fire in the home and they failed to hear the smoke alarm system, just an ordinary smoke alarm. So we invented one with flashing lights and vibrating devices that went under the pillow to actually wake them up. We're actually launching 2 new products, one of which is our Memorabel 2, which is a memory aid for people with dementia. The other product is our MedPage epileptic seizure monitor, which is a high sophistication device for detecting epileptic seizures while a person sleeps.
The Memorabel 2, what it does, it's a calendar clock that allows you to do voice prompting and picture prompting. So such as, it's time to take medication, it's time to have a glass of water, and certain other things during the day, like a dentist appointment. The product allows you to adapt it in any way that's needed, to prompt an elderly person or a family member. The Memorabel 2 has the ability to prompt you to make a cup of tea. In this case, we've actually got a video on, and it will actually show you the instructions and the equipment that you need to make a cup of tea. So you just follow the instructions and it just guides you through how to make a nice cup of tea.
We were contacted by an occupational therapist who'd actually learnt of us from the Royal National Institute for the Deaf, who had a strange request, and we were kind of famous for developing vibrating devices. She wanted something that would actually detect vibration, and we then learned that it was for the detection of epileptic seizures. I thought it was an interesting project, but at the time we had no idea of how to go about making such a device. One day the idea came to me in a flash. We made a prototype, and the sort of background to the story was there was a family that were really having some horrible problems because the daughter was having a lot of epileptic seizures, and as a result of that she was actually sharing the bed with her mother, and poor dad had been kicked out into another room, so there was a lot of stress and strain on the family. We created a prototype and sent it off. Probably after a month we had communication back from the occupational therapist who said, well, I've got some really good news for you. Your device is working marvellously. The daughter's back in her own bed, and the family are extremely happy. And as a result of that, we've informed some of the epilepsy associations about your product.
Another product we're demonstrating here today is our new seizure monitor. What we've done, based on customer feedback, we've designed and improved our old models to cater for more complex situations, but also to make the product easier to use for the everyday person. The new sensors here, it's all been tooled and designed so it's smaller, it's compact, it's lightweight, but it still has all of the sensitivity. It'll work for a newborn baby up to a fully grown adult. It can detect the minutest of seizures, and all the operations of the product are easy to control, and fully supported by our technical support team. With the design of this particular monitor and sensor, in the past, because of limitations in technology, it's been hard to detect wider ranges of seizure types. If somebody has a very specialist seizure pattern or they have a very minute sort of seizure, then it could be hard to detect it. This new seizure mat will detect movements through an airflow mattress, a pressure relieving mattress. It all works on a profile in bed. When placed on an airflow mattress, it automatically sets itself up so it doesn't false trigger and cause problems to the user due to the airflow pump.
We then went through the process of registering for medical accreditation, so we had to prepare a lot of information to get ISO 13485, which is pretty much top level accreditation. That opened a lot of doors as we supply a lot of equipment to the NHS, and having that medical accreditation, it was basically a passport to supply product. And from there we've increased the range of products. We now offer a wide range of high-tech epileptic seizure alarms, care products to help people with dementia, memory devices, and a range of what's referred to as standalone telecare products, which is basically everyday technology that helps people live more independently at home.